So, get this. When you think of ancient laws, you probably imagine dusty scrolls and rules that don't matter anymore. But a legal system written over 2,500 years ago still shapes the rules you live by today. The Justinian Code, created in the Eastern Roman Empire, is the hidden blueprint behind laws from France to Japan, even Louisiana. Its survival shows that big ideas about fairness and order can travel through time and across cultures. The idea that law should be logical, organized, and accessible. That's a world-changing concept we owe to a long-dead Roman emperor. Who was Justinian? Flavius Justinianus, Eastern Roman Emperor from 527 to 565 AD, was ambitious and relentless. Born in the Balkans to a humble family, he rose to power thanks to his uncle, Emperor Justin. Ruling from Constantinople, Justinian dreamed of restoring Rome's lost glory. He built wonders like the Hagia Sophia and saw his rule as a divine mission. His wife, Empress Theodora, helped him survive deadly riots and shape history. For Justinian, law was more than control. It was the soul of the empire. Why was Justinian obsessed with fixing the law? Imagine building a house with 1,000 conflicting instruction manuals. That was Roman law in the 6th century. For centuries, laws piled up. Senate decrees, imperial edicts, legal opinions, and local rulings, all contradicting each other. This chaos made justice unpredictable and corruption easy. Judges in different towns could reach opposite decisions for the same case, undermining fairness. Many old laws were outdated, written for a pagan city-state, not a vast Christian empire. Justinian wanted a legal system that matched his world, a unified, efficient empire. A clear code would make justice fairer, centralize power, and cement his legacy as a great lawgiver. He believed a civilization rested on 2 pillars, arms and laws. He'd handled the armies. Now it was time to fix the laws. The stage was set for one of history's greatest legal projects. How do you fix 1,000 years of legal mess? You assemble a dream team. In 528, Justinian appointed Tribonian, a brilliant lawyer and master organizer, to lead a commission of experts. Their first job: sort through centuries of imperial edicts, cut the contradictions, and organize the rest into the Codex Justinianus. Next, they tackled the writings of classical Roman jurists, extracting key principles from millions of lines of text to create the Digest, a guide to legal reasoning. At the same time, they wrote the Institutes, a clear textbook for law students, laying out the basics of Roman law. These 3 works, the Codex, Digest, and Institutes, became the core of Justinian's legal legacy. The project was massive, but it turned chaos into a logical, teachable system. The result, the Corpus Juris Civilis, or body of civil law, a foundation for centuries of legal thought. Justinian's team didn't just preserve Roman law, they reinvented it for a new era. This was the legal revolution that would echo through history. Justinian's Corpus Juris Civilis is made up of 4 parts, a complete legal toolkit. First, the Codex, a cleaned-up collection of imperial laws divided into 12 books, covering everything from inheritance to theft. Second, the Digest, the intellectual heart, a massive anthology of the best Roman legal thinkers, organized by topic. The Digest taught not just what the law was, but how to think like a lawyer. Third, the Institutes, a beginner's textbook laying out the basics. Who can have rights, property rules, and how to bring a lawsuit. For centuries, this was the first book every European law student read. Fourth, the Novellae, or new laws updates issued after the Codex, mostly in Greek, showing the law was a living system. Together, these four parts created the most comprehensive legal system the world had ever seen. The code was more than a rule book. It was a blueprint for justice and order. Its structure and logic would inspire legal systems for centuries. Justinian's toolkit became the foundation for modern law. Why does the Corpus Juris Civilis matter? First, it preserved Roman legal thought. Without it, centuries of wisdom would have vanished. The code championed the idea that law should be rational and organized, not a jumble of customs and royal whims. It introduced the concept of a single comprehensive code, a revolutionary idea that shaped civil law systems worldwide. The code emphasized equity and justice, defining justice as the constant and perpetual will to render to each his due. It established principles we now take for granted, like innocent until proven guilty. While not a modern human rights document, it was a major step toward fairness and rational justice. The code also set a model for the relationship between ruler and law. The emperor was the source of law, but also its servant. This tension, absolute power versus just administration, became a central theme in Western political thought. Justinian's Code started a conversation about justice and power that still shapes our world. Its influence is everywhere law is studied or practiced today. After Justinian's death, the code was used in the Byzantine Empire but forgotten in the West. For centuries, the sophisticated digest was lost, until around 1070, when scholars in Italy rediscovered it. Europe was changing, towns were growing, trade expanding, and society needed better laws. The rediscovery of Roman law was like finding a manual for running a complex society. University scholars, especially in Bologna, studied and explained the texts, creating a new class of professional lawyers. These lawyers spread across Europe, advising rulers and shaping new legal systems. Roman law became the basis for church law, commercial law, and a shared legal culture, the jus commune. The ripple effect transformed Europe's legal landscape. Justinian's Code united educated people across kingdoms with a common legal language. The revival of Roman law set the stage for modern legal systems. Justinian's Code didn't stop in the Middle Ages. It shaped the great national law codes of the 1800s. The most famous, the Napoleonic Code of 1804, which unified France under clear, logical laws, inspired by the Corpus Juris Civilis. As Napoleon's army spread across Europe, so did the code. Many countries kept it or used it as a model. Today, civil law systems based on this tradition are found in Spain, Italy, Latin America, parts of Africa, and Asia. Even the German and Japanese civil codes drew heavily from Roman law. In the U.S., Louisiana's legal system is unique. Based on French and Spanish law, it still follows civil law principles rooted in Justinian's Code. Concepts like public versus private law, property rights, and contract rules all trace back to Justinian. The code's legacy is a testament to the power of a good idea, adapted by countless cultures over centuries. It's a living piece of the Roman Empire, embedded in the modern world's legal DNA. From Paris to New Orleans, Justinian's influence is still felt in courtrooms today. The story of Justinian's Code isn't just history. It's a reminder that the past shapes our present. The legal principles we take for granted have deep, fascinating roots. Justinian's work shows how ideas can survive, spread, and evolve in ways no one could predict. Studying the Corpus Juris Civilis reveals the hidden architecture of our societies. Understanding civil law versus common law helps explain why countries solve problems differently. The legacy of Justinian teaches us the value of preserving knowledge for future generations. His project was an act of preservation, saving the best of Roman law for the world to build upon. It challenges us to consider what ideas from our time are worth preserving for the future. History isn't just names and dates. It's the story of how decisions echo through time. Justinian's Code is a legal thriller, a comeback story, and a lesson in the enduring power of great ideas. So keep exploring, keep learning, and remember, the past is never really past.